Are we all good?
Sorry, we didn't know you couldn't hear me. Yes, we're all good. I'm so sorry about
I was just waiting until you said.
I'm sorry, I was off the stage. I was talking, but you can hear me. Okay. We are good to
Sorry.
go. You will not hear from me again until it's over. I'm so sorry. Here we go.
No,
Ready?
it's all good. Getting it done. Yeah. From the top. This is it. Get back my notes open. Got this nice beam of light now. Try and avoid that. Okay. Back to the beginning. Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about Roscoe's ImageSpot LED projectors. Our goal today is to show the creative and artistic ways we've seen designers use our Gobo projectors and talk about some of the nuances of using any Gobo projector and to select the best Gobo projector, lens optic, and accessory combination for your project. So first, why use a static Gobo projector at all? There's two main reasons. Number one is customizable high resolution precision at a distance. So Gobo projectors provide the brightest, most uniform output and highest resolution at a distance. This does not mean just logos or wayfinding. This could be color effects or corrections, architectural highlighting, and other static effects such as texture, creating shadows, or enhancing art. Projector's high-quality optical system with Gobos are designed so you could carve out precisely where you'd like light and nowhere you don't. Number two is longevity and versatility in various applications. Opposed to alternative methods of design such as signage, LED screens, painting, or video projection, static Gobo projectors, especially those with passive cooling and no moving parts, require low to no maintenance. Depending on the environment and application, you could typically expect a decade plus from most IP-rated fixtures with proper installation. Over its lifetime, you'll have the versatility to swap out Gobos, filters, and lenses in the field for it to remain a useful tool no matter what changes about the space or the environment it was originally purchased for. So, why use Roscoe's ImageSpot Gobo projectors? Well, there's a couple reasons we decided to develop our own, and this currently consists of three main fixture options. The original ImageSpot, the ImageSpot Mini, and the new high output ImageSpot, or the ImageSpot HO. In 2015, when the ImageSpot was first launched, Roscoe was and still is making Gobos for nearly any Gobo projecting fixture. But there's four main reasons that we learned from our Gobo customers that led us to developing the ImageSpot product line. So first off, superior uniformity optimized for static projections. So a lot of Gobo projectors on the market aren't just Gobo projectors. They could have a slew of other features and effects that make them really useful Swiss Army knife fixtures, but they can lack in terms of sharp homogenized output over an entire image projection. You may have seen this image here on the left on our website and on ImageSpot's data sheet. And what this is showing is that between the center beam and the very edge of the projection is that there's a less than a 9% difference in output in that fall off. That means that the entire projection will have a crisp, clear image across the entire field, as you can see in this photo on the right. It's projecting on a very uneven surface, but you still get legible output across all the text. I'll be chatting more about this application a bit later. Number two is outdoor rated durability. While this trend seems to be shifting, most Gobo projectors are not IP65 rated. For permanent outdoor installations, whether it's in the desert or in the snow and rain, you need to rely on your fixtures having continuous maintenance-free operation. The ImageSpot has no moving parts and is designed with longevity in mind. And over the last 9 years, we've made multiple updates to the fixtures, lenses, and accessories designed so they can operate with no to low maintenance in nearly any environment. Number 3 is compact and cost effective. So for architectural and permanent installations, it's essential that fixtures can blend into the environment and, of course, can be budgeted onto the project. The ImageSpot does one thing really well: high quality and bright projections with the smallest form factor. So with the ImageSpot, you're not paying for any bells and whistles that you may seldomly use. Lastly, Roscoe is a one-stop shop for all of your gobos, keystoning, and filter needs. So our project team are experts in gobos, keystoning, and color. And in one spot, you're able to get your projector, your gobos, your filters, and confirm that it'll all work together for your application. Shown here is an installation in the iconic Metz Cathedral in France by lighting designers at Quartier Lumiere. Here, Roscoe provided the keystoning calculations, gobos, and the fixtures for this project. Now, for some more inspiration, we'll look at a few unique applications we've seen lighting designers use the ImageSpot for. So here's a very unique example of how you can use projections for signage. This is an example of a series of projects called Light Capsules. This is created by artist and experiential designer Craig Winslow. It focuses on using light to provide old signs in communities around the world using the ImageSpot and the custom gobos. So this work requires precise gobo mapping and projections to align the old faded artwork with the projected image, the projected signage. We're using multiple fixtures on the same wall here to show these different projections. So here's another great example of projection map. So the creative agency Studio Latour and spatial designers Opera Amsterdam were hired to develop an interactive exhibition entitled, in Dutch, Tastbare Verleden, translating to tangible past. So what they did is they highlighted information on archaeological finds in the exact spots that they were discovered through these projections. They worked with our Roscoe dealer, Lichbond, to purchase and install these ImageSpots. The image before of the projection on that uneven surface was from this project, actually. I believe this one right here. The technique that they used involved projecting the grid gobos you see here to determine exactly where to place the text and graphics inside the image area of the gobo design to create this undistorted projection that is legible. Another unique example you could do with gobo projectors is masking. This is where you cut an outline of a specific targeted surface to be highlighted. So this is great for controlling shadows and when the most precise lighting is required. In this simple example here, gobos are cut to mask the statue's form so that the light is only projecting on the statue itself and you don't get unwanted shadows or light spill outside of the statue. These are just a few of the unique ways you can use an ImageSpot. It's also great for, of course, branding and logo projection, texture and static effects, seasonal and holiday projections, wayfinding, and other static artistic projections. You can take a look at Roscoe's Spectrum blog for more inspiration. All right, so let's chat now about the specs of the fixtures that make this happen. So, as we discussed, the ImageSpot is optimized for permanent installations and specifically with architectural applications. We currently have 3 compact but powerful fixtures available at 3 different wattages and 2 CCT options as well as a UV option. All are IP65 and all are well under the size of a traditional gobo projector. To be suitable for applications with longer throws and in brighter ambient environments, we recently launched a third option, the ImageSpot HO, with HO standing for high output. It is a 75-watt fixture, nearly double the wattage as the original 40-watt ImageSpot. It also shares the same form factor, as you can see, and with it, the same lenses, gobo sizes, and accessories, so they are compatible. The primary difference is it uses an external driver to free up more space for heat sinking. So the body itself is the same as the high temperature image spot, or the image spot HT, which also has this extended body for heat sinking. It's not listed here. We'll chat about it in just a second. The difference with the integral driver removed is that provides more surface area to passively cool the fixture during operation. So again, no fans, and it also provides a really clean aesthetic without that driver on top. The high output LEDs are the same CCT as the rest of the product line. They're just sized brighter. So here's a further comparison between the fixtures, with the goal of helping you determine which fixture fits your project requirements. And I'll quickly just walk through this now. All fixtures have 3000 Kelvin and 5500 Kelvin CCT as LED options. The 5500 is our most popular option, as is roughly 25% more output than 3000 Kelvin. The 3000K is an excellent option when the highest CRI is required, such as for galleries and hospitalities, when you want more of those warm tones. Ultraviolet is also available for the 40-watt image spot and the image spot mini. As of March 2024, we updated the UV LED chips for these fixtures from 385 nanometers to 365 nanometers. This makes the UV fixtures much punchier with more fluorescent effect and less visible light. So for the operating temperature, I briefly mentioned the image spot HT. It is a variation of the image spot 40 watt that was designed specifically for high ambient temperature environments in mind, up to 50 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. It was for a project in Dubai that actually prompted it. It has the same LEDs output and wattage as a 40 watt image spot, just that slightly longer body for additional heat sinking. We've already talked a bit about wattage. We'll get into the external drivers later when we talk about data and control. For the lens options, the image spot mini is almost half the size of the other fixture, and it has its own selection of lenses and accessory size for it. I'll actually show you how small it is in a second. The HO, standard, and HT all share the same for lens options and accessories. Based on customer requests, we've recently launched this 10-degree very narrow lens. We're really excited about it, especially if you're using it with the image spot HO, as you can project extremely sharp images at super long throws at over 70 feet. All of the image spot fixtures are IP65 rated. They're both indoor and outdoor safe. This table you could also find in a recently published new piece of documentation called the Image Spot Comparison Guide that you could find and download on our website. Okay, so let's talk about how we'll achieve the vision for your projection by determining the right fixture and lens combination. So typically, the goal for a projection is to achieve a particular projection diameter and to hit a required foot candle or lux value on a targeted area. Achieving your target illuminance and projection diameter is based on the factors you see here. So the LED source output, the gobos or the filters being projected that are in front of that optical path, the lens optics and the lens focus, which of course means that beam angle, and the throw distance from the fixture to the target. So to help you best determine what fixture and lens combination to specify for your application, we've just launched a new tool for you to easily calculate the image spot's delivered lux or foot candles, depending on the throw distance and the lens used. So I will flip over and show you this real quick here. This is our image spot cones of light calculator. How it works is you input the throw distance to your target here, and it automatically calculates the projection diameter and delivered output, which are separated by the 4 separate optics. And the goal is to help you decide whether the 40 watt image spot will do, or if you do require that extra punch from the 75 watt image spot HO. Because these two fixtures have the same optical system, you'll see that the projection diameter at each throw distance is the same, but you can see a drastic increase in output from the 40 watt to the 75 watt. In this example, I input that we're projecting 5 meters, or a bit over 16 feet. And with the 10-degree lens, that means that the projection diameter is just under 1 meter or around 3 feet in diameter. And you can see the different foot candles or lux targets, lux values between the 2 CCT options as well as the 2 CCT options for the HO. So you could also compare this with the other lenses. So you can see 10 degree, 19, 25. We'll look at 30 degree here. In this one, the projection diameter is now just under 3 meters or around 10 feet. And you can see the different lux values. So depending on your goal for the application, you could pick the appropriate lens for it. Two important things to keep in mind when using this tool and specifying gobo projectors in general, not just ImageSpot. This tool takes the optics focus into consideration when making these calculations. And the tool is accurate to around a 16 meter throw distance. You can see it automatically updates all those values here. On the other hand, this tool does not take into account the light loss from using gobos and filters. It is providing the full output values with nothing in its optical path besides the lens optic in focus. So you can speak with your Rosco project manager for estimates of that delivered output with a specific gobo and or filter installed. You can find this download this tool on our website under ImageSpot's resources tab. You can see we've not yet added the ImageSpot Mini to this calculator. You can find an overview of its delivered output in the comparison guide, and photometrics are available to download on our website. I'll show you the ImageSpot Mini here, just how tiny it is. The advantage to specifying the Mini is that it is such a small fixture, but don't let size fool you. It's got quite the punch. It outputs over 1,600 lux or 150 foot candles at 3 meter or 10 feet throw distance. So if you have a project with low ceilings or a short throw distance, you'll still get that punch you need from the Mini without the large form factor. Not that the ImageSpots, the originals are much bigger, but this was really easy to hide and tuck away into corners. Ideal applications for the Mini are for throws 24 feet or less, projection diameters of 4 feet or less. So we'll flip back to the slides here and we'll talk about how you can dim the fixtures. Firstly, all the fixtures use just a single channel to control the intensity of the fixture. Now, the table you see here shows the available control options for each model. The fixture is controlled, how the fixture is controlled is determined by its power supply, which vary between the 3 ImageSpot models, with the ImageSpot HT and the ImageSpot, the standard 40 watt, share the same integral driver. All fixtures can be specified with DMX and use RDM to be addressed. Same with the DALI control protocol. These are great options if you're looking to control multiple image spots at different brightness levels or connect to a building automation system or create a scheduler. The 10 volt DC and the 10 volt PWM are good options if you're looking, if you'd like all your image spots on an installation to be controlled manually through a switch or just all at the same brightness level. For the wired push to dim, this option allows you to dim the fixture and control its on off, which is a single button that you just press to turn on off. And then if you press and hold, it will dim the fixture. So this is a good option if you want to individually control just one or a few image spots together. This push-to-dim controlling is much more common in Europe, with limited available push-to-dim switches available in North America. If you're looking for the simplest option to control in North America, recommend one of the 10-volt, 0 to 10-volt options, or the onboard potentiometer. So the onboard potentiometer is a convenient option because you don't need any additional control equipment to dim the fixture. For the Mini, this is on the back of the fixture, which allows you just to dim it simply by hand. But please keep in mind, you still require an external driver with the Mini to provide power to the fixture. For the ImageSpot HO, the onboard potentiometer is on the back of the external driver. This potentiometer simply requires a Phillips screwdriver to dim, and instead of a knob, you just twist the screw. Final note on external drivers: the ImageSpot HO drivers are all IP65 and above, which means they could simply be surface mounted nearby the fixture, hidden in a soffit, or otherwise in an outdoor environment. The ImageSpot Mini drivers are not weatherproof, but we offer the separate driver enclosure to protect the driver in an outdoor installation if necessary. The original ImageSpot and the HT do not use external drivers. They are integrally installed. Okay, to mount your ImageSpot, we have a few options for you. Firstly, the ImageSpot yoke has a 5/8 inch diameter, 16 millimeter center hole, which can be used with any appropriately sized hardware. We also do provide our own mounting hardware made to go with our fixtures. So we have a surface mount, a wall mount, and a pole mount, which you see is being used in this application here. This is actually with one of the light capsule projects with Craig Winslow I talked about earlier. We also have an H bracket. So this is an additional accessory that goes with the surface mount, or with the surface wall or pole mount, that provides an additional pivot point to the yoke. So that provides more flexibility if you're looking to aim the projector straight up or straight down. You can talk to a projects team about when it's appropriate to use an H bracket. We also have track mount options for indoor installations. We can mount the ImageSpot and other Rosco fixtures, as well as third-party fixtures, onto the track mount system. We use Stuke track, Stuke's one-track UL system as a recommended and supplied track. And again, you can talk to a projects team about how to specify a complete track system for your project. Okay, very important point for longevity in outdoor applications. We want permanent installations to last as long as possible in any environment. So I just want to review some of the best practices for installing and servicing ImageSpots to prevent water ingress and damage to the fixture. And this is 100% transferable to other manufacturers and fixture types as well. So first off, do not install a fixture without a lens tube. When you receive the ImageSpot, the lens optics and the fixtures are shipped separately, and the fixtures do not have the lens installed. And with that lens installed, it creates that watertight seal at the front. Next year, always allow the unit to cool before servicing, before opening up the Gobo cassette or taking off the lens. Otherwise, cool, humid air can rush into the unit, affecting the electronics and that image projection quality. We also have a lens cover kit accessory. This is recommended if the fixture is being mounted in an upward orientation, as otherwise water can pool in that lens optic. So last thing we'll look at is how to specify the ImageSpot. It's a little different for each fixture. So just for the sake of time, we're going to look at the ImageSpot HO. So here is the web page for the ImageSpot HO. You can find it simply just by Googling it. It's top result there. If you go to resources, you will see the data sheet here. At the bottom, you have the specification order codes. That's really simple and allows you to identify everything that's required with your project. So first off, you have, of course, the CCG. For the HO, we have the 3000 Kelvin and 5500. With the finish, you can get a standard black or a custom brow color. For the dimmable driver, we just reviewed that. The 3-in-1 control driver is what you want if you're looking for that 0 to 10 volt dimming option. The one driver allows for all of those, the 0 to 10 volt and the 0 to 10 volt PWM dimming. For the mounting, based on your selection, we will include the mounting accessory that we had just reviewed, and you can see all of those under the accessories tab on our website over here. For the lens, so from here you could select the beam angle based on that throw distance and projection diameter, as we discussed before. This tool, the Cones of Light calculator, will be really useful for helping you do that. And of course, you could download the photometrics on our website. For gobos, make sure to use the order codes here. The gobos include a custom bezel so that they can fit inside the ImageSpot's gobo cassette. Keep in mind that the ImageSpot and the ImageSpot HO share the same gobo size, but the ImageSpot Mini has a much smaller gobo. So make sure to use the correct part numbers on the respective data sheets to get the right size gobos. Lastly, we have worldwide many different manufacturer reps and dealers. If you're looking for help or you just don't know who's best to talk to, please reach out to us. Project.management@rosco.com is a global email address, and we'll be able to help you out, connect you with one of our partners. Thank you so much for your time and attention. How's that?